Right, all praises to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakadash, double honors to the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone, salutation to the Akim, pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Right, again, now, this space, recently Trump announced that they're going to initiate a space force, and now Russia is responding, and that's a beautiful thing, man. So I'm going to play this video and just prick your ears up and listen.
Russia has warned the U.S. of a tough response after President Donald Trump pledged to make America dominant in space and create a military space force. Speaking at a space policy event at the White House on Monday, President Trump announced he is directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish the sixth branch of the armed force, the Space Force. He claimed space is going to be important monetarily and militarily and that the US does not want China and Russia and other countries to lead. Russian parliamentarian Viktor Bondarev has immediately shot back at Trump's remarks and voiced Russia's concerns. He said, "The militarization of space is a path toward catastrophe." Mr. Bondarev claimed if the US is to create a new space force, it would have to leave the 1967 Outer Space Treaty, which establishes rules for the use and exploration of space. If the US abandons the treaty, Mr. Bondarev said it could escalate to an international arms race in space. He continued, "There's still remnants of common sense in the American political elite. But if the US withdraws from the treaty, then of course, not only ours but other states will follow with a tough response aimed at ensuring global security." Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova also responded to President Trump's new plans. Ms. Zakharova said during a news briefing in Samara that the most alarming thing about this news is the aim of his instructions, namely to ensure U.S. domination in space. She also accused the U.S. of nurturing plans to bring out weapons into space with the aim of possibly staging military action there. Donald Trump has previously declared space as the new warfighting domain. Ms. Zakharova warned that if realized, Donald Trump's plans would have a destabilizing effect on strategic stability and international security. She also insisted Russia's branch of the military called Space Forces are purely defensive. The creation of a military space force is not a new concept, as the development of a U.S. military space program has been a significant element of national security since the Eisenhower administration. This process was accelerated during the Cold War, following the quick expansion of the Soviet Union's satellite and space programs. Speaking to CNN, military analyst U.S. Lieutenant Colonel Rick Francona claimed most U.S. military leaders understand the U.S. needs to be the dominant force in space. He said, "I hate the term the final frontier, but space is the ultimate high ground. Space doesn't dominate one small geographic area, it dominates continents, oceans. Most military thinkers know this is the battle space of the future."
There you go. Right. On to the next.
Thanks.
Right, this is Revelations 18:5. "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities." Right, because now they've gone up into the heavens, into the Shemayims, into the third heaven, yeah, in the outer realms where the Most High dwells. Because it tells you in the scriptures that the Most High dwells in the blackness. And where's the blackness? In the outside of in the space. Yeah, he dwells in, that's his realm. So now that they're talking about building weapons up in space, even though they've been up in the Shemayims for a long time now, but now they're talking about setting up a space army, military. Yeah. So the Most High now, this is when he's going to start to speed things up, you know. Right, this, right, like I said, now Russia has responded. So this is Isaiah 49:26, "And I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh." Why is the Most High saying this? Because Russia and America, the common denominator is they're both Edomites. Okay, so the Most High is gonna put a wedge between them, man. It says, "I will feed them that oppress thee because they oppressed us, the crackers, the Edomites. I would feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh. Right, so he's going to make them come against each other, and they shall be drunken with their own blood, and with the sweet wine, and all flesh that shall know that I am the Lord. I am the Lord, and thy Saviour and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Jacob. Okay? So he said he's going to feed them with their own flesh, man. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to come to a state now. They're talking about the arms race. They had an arms race back in the day, where like the Cuban Missile Crisis, where Russia was putting their missiles right next to America. Yeah. So the Most High is going to step up his campaign now, man. Yeah. So it's been stirred up, man. The arms race. It's been initiated once again, man. When the Most High, it's all on the power of the Most High. You understand? He's not a man that should lie, man. Everything in his Bible now is being magnified, because we're coming to the end of Esau's kingdom, man. Like it said, his wickedness has reached unto heaven, and now he's got to come down, man. So this is Isaiah 19, and start from 1. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. Chariots, the so-called UFO. He shall come into Egypt. Right. When it talks about Egypt, it's talking about America. That's the modern day Egypt. Basically anywhere the Edomites, the Idumeans, these crackers, yeah, the white man, anywhere he rests, it's Egypt now. Because if you look on the back of a dollar bill, what's it got there? It's got a pyramid on it. So this is the new Egypt, okay? So this is what it's talking about. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Because in the last video, I've done a video where the Mosai is coming in his full power. Yahweh Shai is coming. The Lord is coming in his full power. So you talk about America's military might. You ain't seen military might yet. You wait until the Lord turns up with the angels, man. And it says here, and I will set the Egyptian, this is the point, Putin and Trump, okay? 2 Edomites, yeah? 2 modern day Egyptians, yeah? He said, I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. So it can't be talking about ancient Egypt, because the Egyptians wasn't set against each other, okay? So it's talking about now. This is future prophecy, man. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. It did not say that the back of a dollar bill is a pyramid. So the Most High is comparing modern day America to Egypt, okay? And Egypt comes from the Greek word Egyptos, yeah? What means bondage, okay? So the Most High is setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian, okay? And it says, and they shall fight every one against his brother, because they're brothers, whether you're so-called Italian Caucasian, a French Caucasian, English Caucasian, a Russian Caucasian, American Caucasian. The common denominator is your Edomites, your brothers, okay? And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, okay? City against city, kingdom against kingdom, okay? Whole European Union, man, where these Edomites dwell, they're all falling apart now. They're all going their own separate ways, man. Brexit and all this madness. But it's beautiful, because that's prophecy, man. He's setting the Egyptian against the Egyptian. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to their idols, and to charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to wizards. Because that's what this kingdom's all about, man. It's about wizardry, man. It's about charming, like charmers, yeah? About seeking familiar spirits, going to witchcraft, you know what I mean? It's about witchcraft. So that's what the Most High said, he's going to cut all that off, yeah? And he's going to set each other, because that's what's going to happen. They're going to seek to find out what's happening Why isn't our plans happening? Why isn't our plans coming to fruition? No, because the Most High said in Job 14:5, I think it is, he said that Esau has a limited time. He cannot pass the time what the Most High set up. Yeah, he's had 3 cracks at this, man. You know, the Edomites had 3 cracks. So 3 strikes, baseball, man, 3 strikes and you're out, man. You know what I mean? So, all right, so I'm going to leave it with that. I'm going to say all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutation to the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Kwam Yasharala.